Have you been spending more time in bed lately, feeling tired and unmotivated? Do you often label this behavior as mere laziness? There's actually a lot more to it. Today, we're diving into the overlap between laziness and burnout and how to tell the difference. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive stress and an inability to cope with it. A 2010 survey reported that approximately 75% of adults in the U.S. have experienced symptoms of burnout, with over 40% being severe. Now, more than ever, it's imperative to educate ourselves and better understand the nature of burnout. So with that said, here are 6 telltale signs that what you're experiencing isn't actually laziness, but burnout. Number 1, you feel disconnected from everything. Are you going through daily motions on autopilot? Is there a persistent feeling of being detached from your own self? This might be depersonalization, a common symptom of burnout. Depersonalization is when you feel emotionally numb, as if you're watching your life from outside yourself, unable to engage or control it. People experiencing depersonalization, most commonly those struggling with trauma, report feeling a strange sort of emotional numbness or emptiness, as if they were watching life from outside of themselves. They don't feel like themselves anymore, don't feel engaged by anything, and constantly struggle with an overwhelming sense of helplessness and an inability to take back control of their lives. This detachment can significantly impair your ability to function daily. A study by the National Center for PTSD explains that this detachment is a protective mechanism against overwhelming stress, but it can be debilitating. Number 2, you used to be motivated. Laziness is a stable character trait, but if you were once motivated and high-achieving and now feel exhausted and apathetic, burnout is likely the culprit. Laziness is a character trait, and character traits tend to remain stable over time. A lazy person doesn't ever feel like exerting effort or applying themselves to things. But if you used to be self-motivated and high-achieving, often excelling in certain areas, and have only recently become exhausted, apathetic, and unmotivated, then it's more likely that you're suffering from burnout and not laziness like most people would think. Burnout often manifests in those who were once highly motivated. Dr. Christina Masloch, one of the pioneers in burnout research, explains that one of the hallmark signs of burnout is the erosion of motivation and a sense of efficacy. If you find yourself dreading tasks you once enjoyed, it's time to take a closer look at your stress levels. Number 3, you used to be passionate. Burnout can make it difficult to enjoy activities you once loved. Whether it's a hobby, sport, or your job, overworking can lead to resentment and loss of passion. A clear difference between someone who's burnt out and someone who's lazy is that the former used to have things they were passionate about, but may now be struggling to find interest or enjoyment in anymore. Whether it's a talent, a sport, or just your academic or professional performance in general, burnout can make it hard for you to do the things you once loved or felt passionate about. You might even come to hate or resent it because of how much you overworked yourself and pushed yourself to the brink because of it. Research in the Journal of Vocational Behavior highlights that burnout not only affects professional life, but also personal interests and hobbies, leading to a significant decrease in overall life satisfaction. Number 4, you've become moody and irritable. Burnout often causes mood swings and irritability. If controlling your emotions has become challenging, this might be a sign of burnout, not laziness. Do you suddenly find yourself snappy and easily irritated? Do you often feel emotionally out of control nowadays and don't know why? Moodiness and irritability are common but often overlooked signs of burnout. So if you start to have trouble controlling your emotions, especially when it never used to be a problem for you, this might be the reason why. Research from the Mayo Clinic highlights that emotional changes, such as increased irritability and anger, are common in individuals experiencing burnout. These mood changes can strain relationships and make daily interactions more stressful. Number 5, you've neglected your self-care. If you've stopped grooming yourself, changed your eating or sleeping patterns, and prefer isolating yourself, These are clear signs of burnout. One of the most distressing warning signs that someone may be emotionally and physically burnt out is if you start neglecting your self-care and socially withdraw from others. There are concerning changes in your eating and/or sleeping patterns. You stop making an effort to groom yourself or look good. And you tend to spend most of your time by yourself doing nothing because you're so easily exhausted by even the simplest of tasks. The difference between being burnt out and laziness is starkly in the fact that you weren't always this way. Neglecting self-care is a significant indicator of burnout. A study in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health found that burnout is strongly associated with poor self-care practices, which can further exacerbate physical and mental health issues. Number 6, these changes happened gradually. Burnout develops over time, progressing through stages from initial stress to chronic exhaustion. Recognizing early symptoms can prevent severe mental and physical fatigue. Finally, but perhaps most importantly, something you should know about burnout is that it develops in stages. So all of the points mentioned before, losing interest and motivation, especially in things we used to love, feeling detached from yourself and disconnected from everything around you, socially withdrawing and neglecting your self-care won't just happen overnight. Studies show that there are actually 5 major stages of burnout, each with increasing degrees of severity. The honeymoon phase, the onset of stress, chronic stress, burnout, and habitual burnout. Many people begin to experience symptoms as early as the second phase, when there is still a moderate amount of stress. But optimism, interest, motivation, and performance may already start declining. And by the time you reach the 5th and final stage, burnout has already become so embedded in your life that the persistent mental and physical fatigue become more intense and harder to treat, making you more vulnerable to developing depression and anxiety. Recognizing burnout early makes it easier to recover. Here are some strategies to help manage burnout. Set boundaries. Limit your workload and make time for yourself. Practice self-care. Engage in activities that relax and rejuvenate you. Seek support. Talk to friends, family, or a mental health professional. Stay active. Exercise regularly to boost your mood and energy. Mindfulness. Practice mindfulness or meditation to reduce stress. Implementing these strategies can help restore your energy and passion for life. Setting boundaries is crucial. Learn to say no and prioritize your tasks. Avoid overloading yourself with responsibilities. Practicing self-care means making time for activities that relax and rejuvenate you. Whether it's taking a walk, reading a book, or indulging in a hobby, self-care can help reduce stress and prevent burnout. Research supports that regular physical activity and mindfulness practices are effective in reducing symptoms of burnout and improving overall well-being. Burnout is more than just laziness. By recognizing the signs and adopting healthy habits, you can regain your energy and passion for life. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and share it with those who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more insights. Thanks for watching and take care.